Okay, so it's an exciting and kind of traumatic week in some ways for me. My new book, Terrestrial, which I've been working on for the last few months, it is a sci-fi thriller. It's my first sci-fi, my first foray into sci-fi. So you guys be gentle. Not my first thriller. I've done 5 thrillers, but that book went out to the ARC readers on Monday, and so that's a book going out to ARC readers. If you're an author, a book going out to ARC readers is both a an exhilarating thing and also an absolutely terrifying thing. And it is absolutely exhilarating because hey, you've done all this hard work and you finally get to release your book out to some people. But it's also terrifying because something that has existed primarily in your head is now out in the public with someone else who you don't know, a lot of whom you've never met, and they get to judge your work. And I think that is a thing with being an author, is that more than anything, I mean, I do get it. I used to be a musician, and going on stage and playing songs you wrote and singing, that is very much putting yourself out there. Like, you are standing there, you are singing, you are performing in front of people. That's putting yourself out there. But there's something different about putting so much work into a novel. And if you're doing it right, like most authors, you put a lot of yourself into that novel and you spend a lot of time. Like in the case of Terrestrial, I wrote the original outline for it back in, I want to say it was 2022, maybe 2021, 22, somewhere in that range. I had been reading Kurt Vonnegut. I had been reading Cat's Cradle and Slaughterhouse 5 again, because they're two of my favorites, and I suggest everybody read those books. But I had reread them. He inspired me to write this book, and so I wrote the synopsis for Terrestrial. But you do these things, and it's a long process, and you put a lot of yourself into it, and there's a lot of changes and a lot of things that you go through, and then it all gets wrapped up in this nice little package and gets put out there, and sent off to readers, and so it's I think writing a book is very intimate. It is a very intimate process. And so something about it feels weird when it hits the light of day. When it crosses that Rubicon and it's in somebody else's hands and somebody out there is reading your book. That's quite a line. So this week has gotten off to that start with the book going off to the ARC readers. Very excited. I haven't gotten any feedback yet, but I know it won't be too long because I don't think it's a long read. I think Terrestrial is the longest book that I've written so far, but it's still not. I mean, it's not like super long compared to people that read some of these books that are like this thick. I mean, you know, more power to you. I haven't gotten that many words into one yet. I still mostly write fairly short novels, but they are novels nonetheless. But that's how the week started. And then I was supposed to go to a friend's house that night. I've been doing some cooking, and I had this very nice Japanese cooking knife that my wife had bought me for Christmas, and it's a really nice knife, and it is a super sharp knife. And I got in a hurry and was trying to put the guard back on it, and sliced my finger. And so now I've got just a Band-Aid on here. I've graduated up because I've been using butterfly clips. I've been using butterfly clips on it that hold the wound shut, so it's healing really fast. But I did have, prior to today, I had like these huge bandages wrapped on my finger, and I couldn't type. And so a lot of what I do, I run my own business. I do a lot of author stuff. It's all typing. And so I could barely type because, it threw my form off, and it's just so funny. You've got 9 other fingers, but take one of them away or incapacitate them, and it throws you totally off your rhythm and totally off your form, and you can't type. And it's very frustrating. And so, so that this week has been, I mean, it's the high of releasing the book to the ARC readers and the low of this. And so as I get back on this channel and I decided I've got some other projects coming up that I'm going to put on here, but I think going forward, I'm going to try to do like a very short, almost like an update, like once or twice a week, I'm going to get on here and talk about stuff, as it relates to my author career and as it relates to writing. And so this is the first one back. And so I wanted to break the ice. I wanted to talk about this week and what's going on in my life and in my life as an author. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about it. So if you guys enjoy it, hey, I mean, throw a like and follow at it, share it with your friends. I'd love to get on here and talk to all you guys. But that's my update for this week. That is just my thoughts on books and intimacy and releasing those books out into the wild. And so I just wanted to do that for everybody out here. And I'll catch you guys soon.